Sahajanand Swami Maharaj Ni Jai. Vachnamrut number 114. Loya's 6th Vachnamrut. A very, very helpful Vachnamrut for seekers who are feeling stuck or are struggling to progress in spite of being in satsang. We don't know why we are stuck, and this Vachnamrut highlights a lot of those points that may open up the mind and make us realize where we are stuck. The Vachnamrut talks about the attitude that a seeker must have. Actually, the context of the Vachnamrut is Bhagwan says that satsang ma kono sang no karvo, keva sadhu no sang no karvo. Which kind of saints or which kind of Satpurush must we not be in company of? Now this sounds only like a contradictory statement, but as we read, we will realize what he is trying to say. According to me, what he is trying to say is that these kind of qualities a Satpurush or a true Satsangi must not have in them. કેવા સંતોનો સંબંધ ન રાખવો, એની વાત પણ ન સાંભળવી, તેનો સંગનો સર્વ પ્રકારે ત્યાગ કરવો, એનામાં ભક્તિ જ્ઞાન આદિ બધા સારા ગુણ હોય તો પણ. Even if all the other gunas like bhakti and jnana are there, but we must not be in the chhatra chhaya of such a saint. Now this also contradicts another thin line where God says we don't have to see avgunas of others. But here he is saying that even if they have so many gunas, don't be in their company. Now this is very, very contradictory, and I hope that the elaboration gives clarity on what he means by this. I think I will read the first point where he says this, and it will make us understand what he is trying to say. જે સાધુ હિંમત રહિત વાત કરે, જે શું એક જન્મે કરીને નિષ્કામાદિક ગુણ આવે છે ખરા? એ તો ભગવાન કૃપા કરે તો આવે, નહીં તો અનેક જન્મે કરીને કલ્યાણ થાય, પણ આ દેહે શું કલ્યાણ થાય છે? Somebody who talks such complacent and reckless talks, that can we attain moksha or can we become desireless in this one janam? Only when God showers His grace on a seeker does this kind of state get achieved. If it is not achieved by one janma, we can spend several janmas to achieve this. But we must not be adamant that I want to achieve it in this birth itself, because it is not possible in one birth. This, God says, is satsang ma kusang. Such napunsak talks, such weak talks, where we are weakening our own purusharth, we are making it sound like an impossible task and giving ourselves the leeway that we can take our sweet time to overcome these things. Then he says, કોનો સંગ કરવો? તો જે એમ કહેતા હોય, જે આને આ દેહે કરીને કૃતાર્થ થયા છીએ. I am already કૃતાર્થ in this janam because I have found God. Then does that mean that I don't need to work on my negativities or limitations? No. કૃતાર્થ તો થયા છે, પણ કામ ક્રોધ મદ મત્સર માન ત્યાગાદિક દોષનો શું ભાર છે? All these negativities in front of the combination of me and God. When Arjuna and Krishna meet, the combination is deadly and they will win the Kurukshetra against even the most difficult of enemies or armies. ભગવાન ને સંતના પ્રતાપે કરીને સર્વેનો નાશ કરી નાખવો એમ જે કહે. With the help of God and God's saints, I will overcome all of them in this janma itself. There has to be a sense of haste and emergency in doing it. Before that, there has to be a sense of belief that I can overcome these in this janma itself. There is nothing that will stop me. There is nothing that is stronger than the combination of me and God. જે પોતાના પુરુષાર્થને જ અધિક કહેતો હોય ને પુરુષાર્થે કરીને જ પોતાને કૃતાર્થ માનતો હોય પણ ભગવાનનું બળ ન રાખે ને એમ સમજે જે આ મારા સાધને કરીને જ ભગવાનને રાજી કરવા છે, એવો જેને ભાર હોય તેનો ત્યાગ કરવો. Somebody who has an attitude coming out of subtle ego that my purusharth will win me God alone, my purusharth alone will win me God, is improper or inappropriate. My purusharth with Bhagwan ne Santano Pratap, who has given me the grace with which I can even do purusharth. Aham, when it comes into spirituality also, it destroys the seeker's progress. My purusharth, my mehnat, my sadhana, there is nothing ours. Everything is because of Bhagwan ne Santano Pratap. Every time we are doing purusharth, we must thank all those saints, all those mentors, all those guides, all those shastras, all the blessings, including the mind and including the indriyas that God has given us, with the help of which we are doing purusharth. Purusharth cannot ever get us aham, and purusharth alone cannot make us feel krutarth. If we feel krutarth because we did purusharth, then we are going wrong. The purusharth must only make us feel gratitude. Thank God I was able to do purusharth. Very good, I was able to do my purusharth today and I pat my back. That's not the attitude he wants in a seeker. He wants in a seeker ke Bhagwan, hey Sant, because of your grace, I was again able to do purusharth today. And with your help, with this purusharth, I will overcome anything and everything. The third thing that he says we must prohibit, જેને આળસ બહુ હોય ને નિદ્રા બહુ હોય ને સ્નાન ધ્યાન આદિક જે નિયમ તેને પાળવાનું કોઈ કહે તો એમ કહે જે હમણાં કરશું, શી ઉતાવળ છે, ધીરે ધીરે થાશે, એમ બોલે તે સાધુ સારો હોય તો પણ તેનો સંગ ન કરવો. If somebody is alsi, if somebody is pramadi, if somebody is constantly wanting to choose sleep over sadhana, if that kind of complacency is there in snan, dhyan, oh I will bathe later. First thing in the morning we must bathe. Dhyan, when we want to do, we must not procrastinate it or delay it. And we can't have the attitude that hamra karshu, shi utawar che, what's the haste, I'll do it. This kind of a complacent attitude, dheere dheere thashe, slowly and steadily things will happen. And having this kind of a in the garb of patience, to have this kind of a negligent attitude is harmful for a seeker. The progress will be so slow that it will be discouraging. There should be a sense of haste in overcoming the things that we need to overcome. કામાદિક દોષને નાશ કરવાના ઉપાયમાં તત્પર થઈને મંડ્યો હોય તેનો સંગ તે સર્વે પ્રકારે કરવો. Somebody who's at it, who is behind this whole mission that I want to overcome my desires, I want to overcome my dosh, I want to completely eliminate them, I don't want them to remain in me. Tatparta, ulhas, enthusiasm, I have to do it quickly. Even if I have 250 runs to chase in 50 overs, I want to chase them in 30 overs. Why can't I? That kind of an attitude is what will help a seeker. જે સાધુ આપણને ટોકે જ નહીં ને પંપોડીને રાખે એનો સંગ ના કરવો. If a teacher, if a master, if a mentor, if a guide is pampering us and is not telling us anything about all the inappropriate things in us. He is not, or I don't know the English word for tokej nahi. a very wrong word to use for that is sarcasm. But if a guru does not keep highlighting and commenting and making us aware constructively of all our shortcomings, of where we are lacking, of how much far we are from overcoming them, then we are not going to progress in this kind of pampering. He says, એ સાધુ મુક્તાનંદ સ્વામી જેવો મોટો હોય તો પણ તેનો ત્યાગ કરવો. If somebody is pampering you and he is as great as Muktanand Swami, then too is not beneficial for you, because he is only going to keep praising you all the time, which once in a while is very necessary. Appreciation in the path of learning is very necessary. But what is more important is at the cost of feeling bad. When somebody tells us this is not right in you and this is not appropriate in you and you still have this challenge, we feel offended. Is it pleasant? No, it's not pleasant. Is it comfortable? No, it's not uncomfortable. When somebody is highlighting shortcomings in us, the ego wakes up. We don't like those things. In fact, we don't like that person also who's telling us these things. But if that person is a well-wisher and telling us the right thing, for the right intent, for our own good, then we must bless ourselves to have such people. We must thank God for such blessings. We are blessed. Otherwise, God does not plant such kind of people easily in our life who will be constantly interested in our progress. What would they get out of telling us that this is lacking in us? If they are telling us that this is lacking in us, we are so fortunate to have such people in life who are telling us. We are so fortunate to have experiences in life that make us realize that this is what I need to work on myself. Otherwise, we would stay stuck where we are. And will we get liberated in this birth? No, we won't. Which kind of saints to be in company of? જે સંત આપણને ટોક્યા જ કરે ને જે સ્વભાવ દેખે તે ઉપર ખટકો રાખે ને તે ન ટળે ત્યાં સુધી વાત કર્યા કરે ને લલોચપો રાખે નહીં. તે લોક વ્યવહારે મોટો ન કહેવાતા હોય તો પણ તેનો સંગ કરવો. A teacher or a mentor or a guide may not be very renowned in this world, but if he or she is constantly interested in your progress, is keeping on nudging you that you still haven't worked on this, you still have to work, okay, you are good, now you need to get better, you're better, now you need to get the best, this is absolutely not done and this is not tolerable and you can't do this, em khatko rakhe, and till the time that you have not overcome it, he doesn't give any deal. ए ललोचपो राखे नहीं. There is no complacency. He is constantly behind your life till you overcome this. This kind of an attitude, whichever teacher has, and whether he or she is a great renowned person or a nobody in this world, never leave the sung of such a teacher and keep praying to them and that please keep on working on me, don't give up on me. Never displease this kind of a teacher that they feel like giving up on us. As a seeker, if a true teacher gives up on us, we must feel bad that I must have done something miserable to be in this state that he or she is giving up on me. When does a teacher give up? When there is no response? Absolutely. Whatever you say, there is indifference as an attitude. It's not working. You're not heard. And then the teacher feels disheartened that what am I doing this for? And how much God must be disheartened with us that we are not listening to him birth after birth after birth after birth. This complacency has cost us our liberation. Few other small pointers he has said that we must not allow in ourselves as an attitude. વ્યવહારમાં આસક્તિ હોય, તેને ભગવાનનો નિશ્ચય હોય ને ધર્મમાં સંપૂર્ણ હોય તો પણ તેનો ત્યાગ કરવો. Even if someone has drid nischay, even if somebody is sampurna in dharma, but if he is asakt in vyavhar, in the materialistic society world, he is addicted or bondaged, because he still identifies himself with the deha. દેહાભિમાન દોષ હોય તેમાં તો સર્વે દોષ રહ્યા છે, he says. તેનો ત્યાગ કરે તો સર્વે દોષનો ત્યાગ થઈ જાય છે. The biggest shortcoming is we have forgotten we are the Atma. We still relate to ourselves as this body, as this deha. Until we are going to relate with this deha, all the limitations of the deha are our limitations. And once we start relating with ourselves as the Atma, then everything is overcome. Hence he says, નિરાસક્ત નિર્વિષયી નિષ્કામી બનવું હોય. નિરાસક્ત means I have no bondage, I have no dependency. I can do without anything or everything. I'm not asakt to anything. Absence of anything in my life should not affect me is a state that we want to achieve. Nirvishayi, none of the materialistic indulgences or pleasures will attract me or bond me. Nishkami, desireless, not without any vyavhar, he says, but without any desires of vyavhar. As a grahastha-ashrami, as a householder, we have to engage in everything, but that engagement is desireless. I'm not engaging because I have a desire to do it. I'm engaging because it's my responsibility to do it. My responsibility is also I will do with ulhas and enthusiasm. I will not do tastelessly or disinterestedly. I will do it because it's also one of my responsibilities. So the amount of ulhas with which I will do satsang, I will also fulfill my grahastha-ashrami responsibilities. But heart in heart, I will be desireless. હું તો દેહથી નોખો આત્મા છું, એવો જ આત્મનિષ્ઠા રૂપ એક ગુણ આવે તો સર્વે ગુણ માત્ર આવે છે. If this one guna comes in us, that I am the Atma, then all these things that are said till now are easy peasy. We can easily achieve them. જો દેહાભિમાન હોય તો માન આવે, અહંકાર આવે, અને જો આત્મભાવ હોય તો નિર્માની થાય, મોડેસ્ટી આવે. અવગુણ લે એવો હોય ને બીજાને પણ અવગુણની વાત કરીને ભગવાનને સંતથી વિમુખ કરી નાખે, એનો સંગ ન કરવો. Somebody who sees avgunas and also encourages other to see the avgunas in this person and makes him a kusangi like him, his own self, એનો ત્યાગ કરવો. અને જે ગુણ ગ્રાહક હોય એનો સંગ કરવો. એવો જે સંત હોય જે પોતાને વિશે જે ભક્તિ, જ્ઞાન, વૈરાગ્ય, ધર્મ તેના અહંકારે કરીને પોતે સારસાઈ દેખાડે ને બીજા સંતમાં જ્ઞાન, ભક્તિ આદિ ગુણની ન્યૂનતા દેખાડે, એવો જેની વાણીમાં દોષ હોય તેની વાત ન સાંભળવી. Somebody who is only boasting and praising his own self, his own bhakti, his own gyan, his own vairagya, his own dharma, and belittling or downplaying some other saints or some other dharmas or some other scriptures' wisdom, then we must not be in the company of this saint, or we must never do ninda of any other scripture or any other seeker or any other saint. કોઈની નિંદા ન કરે એવો હોય ને દાસાનું દાસ થઈને રહે એવાનો સર્વ પ્રકારે સંગ કરવો. Somebody who doesn't ever belittle anybody else, in fact, is the das of God. Any other seeker of God, any other saint of God, if I bow down to their feet and I say, you are greater than me, every seeker is greater than me, every saint is greater than me, every Satpurush is greater than me, and I will not see avgunas in anyone. I will only touch their feet that I also get some seeking like what they have in their life, and may I learn something nice from each one. Someone's bhakti is good, someone's gyan is better, someone's vairagya is better, someone's dharma is better, someone has become a better satsangi in a quicker time than I did. There is something good to admire and observe in all of them. These all qualities that God has highlighted are subtle qualities that will earn us our liberation. May we listen to these again and again, may we imbibe these, and may we please God by inculcating these qualities. સહજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજની જય.